say they were liberators. When they give
Say they come me to the office at OSB.
when they give
The tea spirit when they come to the say you get a tea to the man. After you get tea to the man, you come. So what they for me now not there. Nobody you get me very say ask me too much.
freedom better you give me now.
Okay, sorry. That was
Freedom
sorry.
better you give me now. Freedom better you destroy now.
Getting us on our name. I take it out. Sorry. Okay.
Music.
Oh, get pretty hard to go to the main store. So the man want to go Steve on the web store. He said, I'm John. For the next 19 days to go Steve.
I will keep your crying. They are crying all over the place. What I will continue to do, I've already succeeded in continuing to go around your death. They're warming up. How dare you? Foolish, desperate people. For a rescue country. Joseph Walker rescue himself. Oh, he passed around. Where were you? And flying. Where were you all? Talking about no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph our raising money left and right? Have you heard him? He will never deny it because he knows this to be true.
Some of you folks thought I will never put the prayers out in some archive.
Wani magia ni warawa monyodu weyo wana wa wasa wa wana wa tena de monye de nyaka yi wa monye o mopiro fata de dinyo bi opa mopiro fata de dinyo bi opa mopiro fata de dinyo bi opa one more freedom for us. They don't say no. One more freedom for us. They don't say
Oh, yes, indeed. What a great day. What a wonderful opportunity it feels to be here behind these microphones, to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. It is a wonderful Monday morning, 20th day of April, AD 2026. What a great day. What a wonderful and beautiful opportunity it feels to be here this morning, to engage on the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, just exactly wherever you are this morning on our voice. A pleasant we would like to welcome all of you to yet another brand new edition of the nation's most listened to breakfast platform, the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9, the People's Radio. Beaming live from the heart of Kieran Clay Street in Monrovia.
When they were coming, they said they were liberators. When they were coming, they said they were liberators.
Good morning, Liberia. Good morning to our friends, our fans. Good morning to our followers. Those of you in the diaspora, it's always a good thing to have you join us for breakfast right here on the nation's Premier FM dial, 87.9. Voices of truth, voices of boldness, a frank, patriotic conversation. This is exactly where you get it all. There are too many things to talk about. Lots of things happened over the weekend. I'm sorry, a little under the weather. But yes, we are going to be here to just continue. Join in, share the show, drop your comments as we read out the menu. Well loaded. It was a very busy weekend in the country. Two important issues to look at this morning to give our thoughts right here. The brutal clampdown on peaceful protesters, peaceful students. And I mean the brutal clampdown as we saw it unfold through the instruction of the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police. And there is one thing that's making us to come back with this conversation is to come and prove ourselves right again. So yes, it's going to be very, very important. You know, the president returned in the aftermath of the protest action, with all of the videos, the photos, where you saw women, young women were being dragged on the street, stripped naked, brutalized, beaten and kicked, young students, and the president returned. We just did not hear anything, any word whatsoever from the man you all say has wisdom and has knowledge and is a leader, is a God-fearing man. That is a heart of rock. Imagine, leader comes back to the country, plus or minus, says absolutely nothing, and plays cool on that. Plays cool on an outright violation the dignity and human rights of students in the country, and everybody's keeping silent. Nobody taking that for a red flag. Oh yes, we're going to talk about that and look at that and pit that against the leadership quality of Mr. Joseph Newman Boakai, the country's mistaken president. The president by chance, the president by propaganda, the president by lie, deception, misinformation. That is him. That is the man, the old octogenarian, callous and careless, ruthless, and of course we flip over to the Capitol building, where after citizens of District Number 10 exercise constitutional authority, constitutional right in the face of all of the odds, and granted legitimacy to Yahya Koluba, the president once more went back to flout the laws, flout the constitution, to appease and satisfy his personal desire, his personal emotions, and dish out money to spineless lawmakers to fix the signature in what many have considered an illegal style and faction to thwart the legitimate vote of the people in favor of political appeasement for the president. Another shame and disgrace has been brought to our democracy, has been brought to our governance. But again, our job is to talk about it and, of course, provide the necessary education and exposure around it for posterity to remember that there were voices, there were individuals, there were people who never shout them out and watched the plunders, the blunders happen in Liberia. And of course, folks, these are the two prime issues making it right here on the conversation menu this morning on Freedom 87.9. But just before we began the conversation on this area, or on these areas, we're going to round up in our in-house to look at matters at the Ministry of Internal Affairs, or if you may, local government. The Ministry of Local Government, Francis Sakila Nyumali. Two major happenings, as we are told credibly, reliably. Sakila Nyumali is to be a subject of a joint security inquiry. Today, it's late, it's belated, but it's better late sometimes than never. Sakila must answer to the questions of illegal mining in the Makona River that brought Liberia into whatever happened. My sources have told me that, of course, today at 2 o'clock, Mr. Sakila Nyumali, the Minister of Local Government, should be answering some questions in that light. We're going to keep following up to see what happened and how it pans out. Stay at the Ministry of Local Government, the very Sakila Nyumali went ahead to remove in a tactical way a mujahideen, a campaigner for the rescue government, Mark Kalilu Jabater, one man who was loud, vocal, went all out, did some things that nobody would imagine, just to ensure that Baka becomes president. Baka becomes finally, and he made the man minister of one of the assistant ministers for urban affairs at the Ministry of Local Government. Sakila has been displeased. So in the restructuring exercise, Sakila took the money and put the money somewhere that does not exist. The senator said, but we ain't got no position here for them. So Mark is furious. Mark is angry. He has never minced his words. He has begun speaking out. Oh yes. We'll talk about that in passing, plus other issues making news in Liberia this morning. This is Freedom 87.9. You're listening to the Freedom Morning Ras. My name is Abu, and of course, it's always a good thing to be here. So we're going to take a buzz of this, and we'll come back. We'll run straight into our conversation right here for you. This break, we'll be right back.
Music.
in every community, you know, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. That it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a you must talk it. I mean you cheche, you wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You know proud to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us.
Okay. Crime Stopper Liberia. Welcome back, folks. So let me say good morning once more to all of you. And it's good to be back. 10 minutes ago, this one is just coming in. It says string of China Union cuts off Liberian workers' leg. Variety News is reporting that one. Uncountable labor rights violations and abuses are going on. It's almost equal to what was happening on the Fernando Pool. Yeah, the conditions at concessions in the country right now is like the Fernando Pool. And the saddest part about it is that these Liberian workers have no redress. The government has turned her back 360 degrees. And you dare not speak out. If you do, Gregory is going to unleash his serial killers that are within the police. And of course, they're going to come and they're going to open fire. We've seen instances. So we have to live through it. These are the realities of today's Liberia. And of course, that's what we all opted for. That's what we all voted for. So, but again, we have to keep speaking about it as well. So, Samuel Kofi Woods Jr. is joining. He says, we are 2029 is sure. Koji Pikin, good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia. I'm following from an unknown destination. Jonathan S. Sensui Senior, good morning, my chief. I'm watching live from Front Street, right? Okay. Excuse me. So this is Cecilia Logan. Cecilia says, good morning, my son. Abu M. Sharif, watching you, wishing you a blessed new week, Papa. Thanks so kindly. Man Cecilia. So this is Venetia Junior Bar. He says, I'm following you from Negro Town as always. Alfonso King Chris. This is Soklo Jr. Good morning, bro. I'm watching from Bond County District 1, David Dean Town. Thanks. This is Andrew T. Nangbe. Andrew says, good morning, Mr. Abu Sharif. I'm watching from my residence in Thumbs Up Community Township of Caldwell. Obel Kui, good morning. He says, This is Karim Kuma, my own big brother. He says, "Good morning, Abu M. Sharif. I'm following you from my resident in Sinka. Thanks always for the acknowledgement. Thanks a lot for always supporting." Hilton Wule Jedo, my dear brother and friend from Sino County, serving his people and serving the country. He says, "Good morning, Abu. I'm watching you from Greenville City, Sino County. A time will come, we'll be live and direct, so to speak, from the southeast. We've heard your cries, we've heard your calls. We're making efforts. It has been tough, but a time will come. We'll be there. We'll be there with you. Your small radio, you on the phone, you put it on your listen to freedom. And we'll talk to you. So good morning, Abu, and the peace-loving people of Lofa County. I'm watching from Mamadi Diakiti Intellectual Forum in Jacobtown, St. Francis community. It's now clear that the CDC government was more tolerant to opposition voices and critics. Has been vindicated. He encouraged free speech at the highest level. We are coming back. This is Mohammed Mariama G. Sharif who writes that one. Amara Jala Kamara from Brussels writes, "Good morning, Freedom Radio Liberia family and my beloved followers. I'm following live from Brussels as usual. This is Mark T. Johnson. Good morning, family. Following from District 11, Mark T. Johnson, he says, Peter Emmanuel, good morning, my brother Abu Sharif. Good morning, Peter. Saturday, I wonder where watching from Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning, Abu. Good morning, Saturday. Stanley, the Samuel Light Cooper. Good morning, brother Abu. I'm following from Cadwell. Thumbs up. Thanks a lot. Patricia Taru. Good morning, Freedom Morning Ras. I'm watching from Brewerville, Brisbane Road. Apostle Augustine Noah Dubber. Good morning, Mr. Sharif, and all peaceful Liberian. Good morning. Musa Breen. Good morning, brother Abu. He says, good morning, Musa. Otis Barkley, Terry F. Corner. Terry Corner. Corner people there. Not too correct, but let me see. Terry says, good morning, Freedom FM family. I'm watching live from Ashman Street. Thank you for your update. Thank you very kindly, Terry Corner. Roland Weir, Musu Breen, Yasa Sharif, my dear big sister there in the US of A. Stanley Sharif as well, from Brewerville. This is Marcus Cole, David Yenka, William W. Wulu, Civil Rights Movement he's a Civil Rights Movement official spokesperson. Okay, this is Emmanuel Brewer. Emmanuel is joining from way there in the US. This is Mark Kura. Of course, Mark is our guy from Ganta. Mark is joining. James B. Zoffley. This is Setu B. Jebo. Uptown Nick Jedo, right? It's also joining. Mohammed Oscar Diallo. This is Nehemiah B. Roberts. Umaru Sharif. Alan Smith. Joseph Moreno Corley joining as well. This is Dat Me Samuka Kuma. This is Justice D. Baker. Elton Gela. This is James Pade. Ansu D. Sano. Melvin Benda. Jack Q. Queza. Right? And a host of others joining. There's a lot. So let me do and recognize a few more, and then we can go to something else. Share the show. Keep sharing kindly. Let this go viral, like they will say normally, right? Let this go viral. This is Alexander Y. And this show is for you, the people. This show is dedicated to you, right? If we want, we could compromise and start collecting peanuts from these these rogues in power and come here and be singing praises and all that, but we dare to come here and speak the hard truth on your behalf for posterity. Noah Deacon, Fode Bangura, Kelvin Soko, all joining and watching this morning, dropping your comments on the different issues that we have lined up right here on Freedom 87.9, the People's Radio, where we discuss the issues without fear nor favor right here. So that is it. Fireworks, but just before that, a bit of entertainment. You know, we don't follow it all true, but we can be spying. We can be spying too. So I'm told there was this rap battle going on, this challenge about who can rap by their friend and all of that. So Mr. Church is a good artist. I mean, he's a very creative guy, so to speak. From the time he came out and started and introduced a whole new dynamics to the whole rap game in Liberia. And, you know, he gained traction. All of us that like him, you know, you want to get a hip-hop vibe, the hip-hop flavor, you tune into Mr. Church. You know, he commended, actually. Not knowing there were others who felt they could do it better. So there's this young man, say Owizi, who decided to throw up a challenge to his big brother, how you call him? Lai Belete. So they threw up the challenge and people decided to organize it, and there a lot of debate. And, you know, other people say, oh, it was stage managed. In fact, Church should not have honored it. Church, you've won back-to-back, I think twice or how many awards since you came out. And this young man, he has gone nowhere yet, trying to look for attention. And then you go there, you should not have honor it and all of that. Blah, blah. But the probably Church felt the rudeness was too much and he needed to teach the kid a lesson. But again, I don't know how it played out, but from what happened there and what we watched and the results that came, but the way the judges were even pronouncing the outcome is like a play in their favor, a play to where they actually wanted the dart to fall. And they're like, the winner is, you could see the excitement. So, I mean, this is our country, right? And it starts small in this kind of area, community election, and, you know, entertainment thing, queen contest, the way people, the kind of fairness and objectivity people bring, how people are not able to understand that when you play in certain role, you're supposed to be neutral. You're supposed to, it has to come in your utterance, it has to come in your body language, it has to come in the way you express your emotion. Right? Sometimes we just undermine the whole thing. I think for the most part, maybe Owuzi put up a real challenge, right? That deserved the victory. But again, the way the judges went about their thing and they were all on the place, about it. Even when they calling Owuzi name, the kind of emphasis, the kind of energy, the kind of passion they do it, and all of that. So we're beginning to question the fairness, right? We're beginning to question the the integrity of the whole process and all of that. But again, in this entertainment war, the kind of conversation people can be having, you gotta be going back and forth now. And you gotta be going back and forth and all of that. So, but at the end of the day, they say Owuzi won the rap battle, right? But what I like to say basically to this is kudos to the industry. I think they're doing well. The young folks, they're doing well. They're putting in their time. They're putting in their efforts. I don't know whether it's paying off, but it's about passion, right? And let's hope that one day the industry is going to boom. It's going to go and they're going to they're going to derive the benefit of their sacrifices and their work that they're putting in. But they're entertaining us, of course. Right, so I followed clips of it, and it was actually fun. But I think the crowd was a kind of organized, so to speak, against Church to a larger extent. Maybe a lot of people have some issues with Church. Our society doesn't like boldness, doesn't like confidence, and when you're too confident, Liberians don't like you. Most times they go against you, even your community, even your family. If you're too confident and you're sure of yourself, right? They will normally misinterpret that to being rude, right? To being disrespectful and all of that. And I do not see how that is, because a lot of us are victims of it. And it is a good attitude to be positive and confident, especially when you convince you know what you know. So Church knew that he was a good rapper, he was a class rapper, and he means not his words. He was bold and he challenged the industry. He threw it out, and people saw that as being rude and all of that. So when they didn't want to watch, but like, you know, like already like others would say stage. You can see. So when Church is there, you know he's doing his thing though, the real Church thing, right? But others like, yeah, who you think? And like, man, full of that attitude. Who you think you are? You know, blah, blah, blah. So just to get at Church for the most part. But look, Church, you're a good kid. Keep it up. Keep your game going, right? Yes, if I was an advisor, I would have said, no, you could beef Uwizi, but you needed him to grow a little bit, right? You needed him to grow a little bit. If he's so confident that, you know, he has it, like his brother has been claiming, right? Let that justify in whatever he's able to garner, the accolade he's able to garner on his own. And then I think grow up a little bit. You need a little growing, and then you come and do that. But again, it wasn't entirely a bad thing for the industry. It was okay. We enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. At least we can have these conversations in our society now. All can be about politics. We're talking about football. We're talking about sports. We're talking about music. Because our children are better than our, and, you know, children into the game. We also have to give them some support. All of that. So yeah, that was great. Right, but the organizers, man, please do better next time. Congratulations to Uwizi. You know, he's a smart kid. And, you know, show out very well. But again, Church has been there. Yeah, I don't know what this victory means for Uwizi, but let's see what happens going forward in the industry among them. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it's going to play out in the awards, the MTN awards and other awards that's organized, right? Let's see what it's going to do for Uwizi, but it was a beautiful thing. Okay, now, so Brother Mark Jabate has been out recently. You know, before Mark even came out, we used to be updating you and telling you that, oh, Tina, okay, they won't get rid of Mark Jabate. They won't show the man also. No, they're working on it. They're finding something for the man. Now, how you can find something for somebody, right? They go appoint a man to play one not existing. And I will talk here so the market woman will understand. And like Mark said in one of his posts, he said, "Oh, old man in Grand Cayman, Bapolu." Let me read it, right? Mark said the decision what you take. All the old man in Bapolu, Bombing, Grand Cayman, they all feeling bad. Yeah. So they're feeling bad because you do that. So the kind of thing you're there. For the mark. For the mark of all people. Mark B. Jabate writes, I am in tears. My heart is broken. I have become a laughing stock. The Pews Building Office Department was created by Francis Numale to get rid of me. My people of Bapolu, Bomi, and Grand Cayman counties are in tears along with me. Ella, rescue. Brother Mark. Brother Mark said, they're not even one crying now. The kind of frustration that rescue has brought upon him. The whole Bapolu, Bomi, and Grand Cayman, all of them crying. The old man, everybody crying, passing around crying. Hey, Baka. I don't know how to say that one in VAR. Somebody please send it to me quickly. Let me talk in VAR. Hey, Baka, you didn't want to. I can say that one in VAR. Let me say. So, this is it. Right? So, it's funny but serious. What is the price for loyalty, commitment, and sacrifice in Liberian politics? Mark does not need to be my guy. Neither the Unity Party have to be my guy, but there are some moral principles that applies across, irrespective of which institution or organization it is. We have to be a society, right, of integrity, a society of principle, right, values. And loyalty is an element of that. The moment people start to feel like they're dumb after risking their family, risking themselves, risking their lives for a cause, and when that cause is achieved, so what happens basically is that people will definitely neglect them, abandon them, disgrace them, shame them, mock them for no reason. Because up to where I am, I cannot point to any basic reason why Sakila Numale was uncomfortable in having Mark benefit from what he sacrificed for. Philip Beth Brown wrote a piece revealing some things. Mark may be a loud guy, you know, to some extent not as organized as we want him to be, but that's him, right? That's Mark, and he has his own plus and minuses, but he's a good guy. You understand? So the reason we're trying to throw a light on this is to tell you all out there basically that still finding a reason to be justifying the criminality of this government and the plunders and stealing that's going on in the government simply because you think it's your party. The party do not recognize that. The party recognizes friendship, social class, right? Social compatibility. And that's what they do not even care whether you have basic means or they really do not care about it. So Mark is the latest victim. It was Prophet Key, it was Steve Zago, it was Abraham Kumar, Abi Kumar, right? It was who again? Fadiga who threatened, who prayed on a mountain water for fire to catch President William Plain, only for the old man to become president of the country. After becoming president, right? They all got to be passing around from one office to the other, people giving them $50, $100. Oh, my man, the men are not coming back. And how they can pacify them, they say, we are not coming back, and get them buck. The thing is suffer for other people making 12,000, 7,000, 8,000, 15,000 from the government that you suffer for with your face. The whole world, you create enemies. Look at Henry Costa. You think Costa is where he actually deserves to be? People who are ashamed to put their faces up are the one milking, are the one making the 15,000, 7,000 at the end of the month. Where is Costa? He has been condemned to the pits in Bopolu, looking for what he did not put, and looking for what he just do not know when he will find, right? Swallow in debt. After 6 years of sacrifices, to sit on there for kids to be flying private jet. First class. Look at Giddings. 5 million Giddings out of the country. William Giddings. Some of the men that are ready taking it. Look at Matt Jabate. They say, oh, yeah, man. Matt Jabate, take Matt Jabate rule for him. Or Matt Jabate is to sit on your car. Causing other people mad. Lying on other people. Just for you to have a chance. You look at these people. Prophet Key. Right? A societal degenerate who did all of those things. Right? Losing his integrity. Say, Prophet Key, why you doing all the things? Say, oh, because I want move job. You want move job for Baga to be president. Baga to be president. It told Prophet Key, put Prophet Key beyond bar for a man who was entirely loyal to the very George Weah and was appointed on the Supreme Court by the same George Weah. Right? And it is that man that grabs a Prophet Key and put him behind bar, not even for the right reason, but for personal reasons that are not even supported by the law. But he's in jail. And the same rescue people say, oh yeah, it's justified. So what message are you sending out there? What's the price for loyalty? Especially in the context of Unity Party. You have to look at that. What a benefit you're getting from anything here now. So you buy your mind, your power born you can't support other people, they become somebody, then they be trampling on you. People who you did not even see anywhere. They're the one in, look at the shoes they're wearing, look at the clothes they're wearing, look at the occasions that they're throwing, look at the parties, look at the orgy they're organizing in Ghana, in Sierra Leone. These buggers go on the weekend to Sierra Leone, they will rent a whole suite, executive suite. And they will take the small underage girls from here. They will carry them. That's what the UP boys are doing. Oh, you don't know? That's what they are doing. They will collect these small girls from here. When you see the children lost over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can see the regular getting, can carry them, Sierra Leone, put them in the place. They be doing orgy. That orgy party. You know part of that orgy party. You don't know? Orgy party, faggot party, sodomy party, raping party. That's also, I mean, these are abusers. That's what they do. You give them money, they come by, they abuse you. That's what they do. So Mark is out. Mark is history. So Mark, Mark is history. Mark is history. And the Salvo party, the man say his son can be asking, oh, Papa did not take a job from you. Oh, Papa did not take a job from you. Amen. Just imagine. That means, they left the man went for his children to recognize his sacrifice. So, oh, Papa did not take a job from you. Amen. Amen. Papi, rescue Papi, sleepy bonyon. Right? But this is it. He who has ears, let him hear. But this is it. So, this is one just a snippet of Brother Mark's message about how Sakila Nyimale fooled him.
Inform me to say, Minister Jabate or Honorable Jabate, we are taking from. It was the president that appointed me. Even the president want to take me somewhere. Actually, you should consult me or inform me to say, Minister Jabate or Honorable Jabate, we are taking from the assistant minister position. We are sent to the peace meeting. When I got the information, where I met Nyimale, oh brother, this year you good at solving conflict. That's why I put you there. We need to get one pastor here, one imam here. Did that one Muslim here? Did that is our imam?
Right? My people, my Jabate ever told us he is an imam? Nyimale, screw the boy. That's what Nyimale did. Nyimale screwed Mark Jabate, screw him up. He said, oh, my man, that peace building already, you know how to solve conflict? What kind of conflict man not solve? Mark, I'm a man. And he myself can rock it, we can go up, we can down, but I'm a man. So, but what kind of conflict? Mark can only put trouble. Mark can solve problem. Mark don't know how to solve problem. But Mark is a cool guy. Right? He talks to everybody. He moves around everybody. But that man say, oh, so we put one pastor here, we put here. So Mark said, I ever told you an imam, that imam job I'm looking for? Hey, rescue know how to dump people. Right? Listen.
Is that imam? Did I ever tell you that imam? I'm asking you.
Donna. Nyimale.
It was the president that appointed me. Even the president want to take me somewhere. Actually, you should consult me or inform me to say, Minister Jabate or Honorable Jabate, we are taking from the assistant minister position. We are sent to the peace meeting. When I got the information, where I met Nyimale, oh, brother, this thing here, you good at solving conflict. That's why I put you there. We need to get one pastor here, one imam here. Did that one Muslim here? Did that is our imam? Did I ever tell you that imam? I'm asking you.
Okay, so that's it. That's Mark Jabate's cry. For some people, I mean, it's good for him. For other people, it's unfair. What do you think? Does Mark deserve this from the context of political struggle, political sacrifices? And of course, does Mark Jabate, the Prophet Key, the Amadou Zago, the A.B. Kuma, and all of that? Should we tell you what some of these people did? The radicals have hijacked the rescue mission. They have asked all the real mujahideen, these people who stood the test of time, threatening the state for this old man. He has turned his back on them. He's dancing with the actual devils, right? For the most part, these are elements that maybe could carry with them some degree of genuineness, because the way they agitated for change, you imagine that they have some degree of genuineness. But people who we did not see, nor did we hear them, nor did we observe any kind of, work for the rescue mission and all of that, are the one cutting the sharks, are the one bastardizing and signing all kinds of fraudulent contracts. Look at what they want to go break ground for, right? They've broken ground for about $300 million concession, road construction contract, and awarded that to a Fulani Guinean company. If you don't know, to a Fulani Guinean company, as if to say there is no Liberian. Why couldn't we give that to 5-6 Liberian companies, right? But yet you still believe and still put up defense when Guineans are coming here and they're going to be collecting up to $300 million over 5 years from our country. And you are still sitting here, you say you get a construction company. You are still sitting here, you say, oh, you rescue. You are still sitting here, and what did we do actually to back it? Because a few elements within the cycle of the president who we did not see, neither did we hear them say or do anything for this rescue mission or the change that Liberians were advocating, right? Today are the one making the decisions, and they're taking Liberians' contract, things that should make Liberians millionaires. They're giving it to Sierra Leoneans, they're giving it to Guineans and all that. You sit and watch. And when we tell you we become the problem for you. Are we the problem? No, we are not. We're rather the solutions. We're the one advocating for the right things to be done, and especially the things that are going to directly benefit you, the people. Right? That, I know Fabi Ford or Wakana Ford is a Guinean company. Fulani dominated. Right? And now you see, you keep stepping on the toe of the junta or the Mamadi Doumbouya establishment in Conakry. Right? Their major rivals are the Fulanis in the context of the Guinean politics. So you keep giving them multi-million dollars contracts, empowering them, thereby sending fear and panic in the regime there, because the more the people consolidate money, the more they consolidate themselves, they organize themselves, nobody can predict. And that's the worry. So you keep running the country into problems after problems. What is the connection? What is the relationship? Huh? I don't know. They have to speak to us. So don't we have companies here who could even give that, spread that thing across to 5-6 Liberian company? Anytime they finish it, that's also our business, right? They made them stay right here, empower Liberian right here. But the sick-headed, and sick-headed Liberian kids out there don't understand these things. They be talking, oh yeah, that rescue, you want to see that little face passing around. Developmental what thing? Developmental, you're going to be in poverty forever. Your face is going to remain like that. It ain't going to change. But guess what? Right? The Sierra Leoneans and Guineans will come here, they'll take the contract and become millionaires, they will go out. You'll be passing around, they will mental azibo, all on your face, passing around. This is nonsense. And this is what we are talking about. And this is what people don't get. But the actual people who suffer, they can get the benefit of it. What's the portfolio of the Pavi Fort? They do not have any kind of impressive portfolio. What the degree of contrast they even have in Guinea? They are considered for community rules. Not even community, mean rules in the community, but the small connecting community sidewalk. That's what they can get there. A low profile. They're going to pass around to banks. So can Liberians get banked? Give all that contract, Liberians can equally go to Afrexim Bank and try to secure a loan and come. So why do we always deny ourselves and look down on ourselves and feel that we can't? Because of kickback. You bring corrupt people, they want kickbacks. That's exactly what it is. Folks, look at the executive mansion today. So vulnerable. Anybody can, you get a good 15,000 in your pocket, you can enter that executive mansion, you do what you want to do in the government, you can't also. You get 25,000. So a business operating now, you get 25,000, you in someone a Chinese, and they Chinese jeepney that coming, you get, that, you get inside, you put your AC on, 25,000, your own mouth, 25,000, you go to that place, you'll stay from people collecting 500. Look at how vulnerable, look at the vice president, all of them. Anybody can, my man. Look, we're in trouble. Some of you don't get it because you're too far from it. But this is real. This government, we expected this government to be more organized, more responsible, and on top of the game. But it doesn't look like that. It's too far from that. Look at the executive mansion. Today, heads of agency are not even in charge. Anybody want anything, they can just jump. Somebody want capable printing contract from Ministry of Education, or they can go to executive mansion for somebody to play score. Somebody wants sweeping contract, or go executive. Look at that. How you reduce the whole executive mansion? Am I lying? Y'all say I'm lying now. Right? Y'all say I'm lying. This is true. This is disgraceful. And these are the blunt. That's why we're not going nowhere. We're just there. And because the old man is being teleguarded. Everybody. If somebody not coming to Mama Kability, same still Kuya, somebody coming to how they call the economic guy, somebody coming to the security guy, somebody coming to that picking Mohammed Ba, somebody coming to Kiseva his Onanuga. Everybody. So no way for the agencies to function. No way. It's an entire breakdown. Folks, that's what you don't get. And it's terrible. What do you think? Let's hear your view on this and the Mark Jabate subject. On 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 2318 6500 104 are the numbers. And let's hear you. This is our country. This is where we cannot be deported from in spite of everything that's going on, in spite of everything that's happening. But we must keep speaking truth to power. One day, let's hope one day the deacon will listen. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to Fit and good morning to my peace-loving people of the area, and good morning to you, Brother Abu Sharif is still in Liberia. The name remains constant, a beautiful morning, and function AF Kamara. No, Brother Abu, you have said all. It's not strange. These people, we will not get nothing out of it. You say you might work a less government. We start setbacks and embarrassment and creating problems and confusion. They are very, very professional and decisional people. But Liberia is a country that we are people we don't listen. And we are people who can listen. The 80-plus-year-old men who been in governance range or circle for 42 years, no time to nothing to show. Then your local old man, your employee with our state power to be president of this country, where when you finish run this country for 6 years, we will never get OA. You say forget now. You say forget and retaliation. They have nothing to offer this country. Nothing. But they are going after people. They want to be a down list. will be attached to people. We will be like, we will not beg. The mental on a fight against corruption.
All right, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. This is the Solomon Bois, and I'm doing for Riyadh community where the president is building a skyscraper.
Go ahead.
Yes, when people don't go in there at their own door, let's just be there and concentrate on ourselves because I only go rescue us for the thing. They did not rescue government. Now killing government, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, 0776 104 086 500 104 plus 231 500 104 are the numbers to call. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Thank you. This is someone in Savo, and I've phoned in as member of the Concerned Librarian for Justice.
Okay.
Abu, let me say this. Everything and everyone that brought this government to power allege how God is using the same government to punish them. And it is a sign of win for whoever they fed that they did it to. Because, for example, look at Heron Costa, look at Prophet Key, look at Yeke Koruba. All these guys is such a weird and now they will not reap the fruit of their labor. That's what God does. God can sleep. And for Joe Bugger, we all know that this old man is deceptive. This old man is wicked. This old man is heartless. That's why you see all those who surround themselves with Bugger have the same attitude on him. Because your boss man is wicked. For example, Abu, a doorman will not be friendly with clever man because you feel inferior around that man. So you always go for people of the kind. That's how Joe Bugger looking. Joe Bugger is wicked. That's why you get everybody around him that is wicked, selfish, and disheartened. That's how they are. For them, we can show them. Like when they still reckoning is ahead.
So what are you trying to say? The treatment of Mark Jabate, Prophet Key, Aaron Costa, you think they deserve it? I mean, as much as they are opposition to you, but is it fair in looking at loyalty and commitment?
Abu, my greatest happiness is to see all those who went against me in pain.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, sir. You're live.
My name is Manuel Rain. I'm coming from Johnson Street. Yeah, you know, Abu, lies the lie can never pay you good. For everything you lie, just know it in yourself. You will get a payback. You get the aftermath of anything you do. Once you are doing bad to other people. Politics, yes, it is good. People will discuss politics. But when you start to put lies into it that destroy other people, you get the feeling, the payback. Then that match that was telling people that they work.
But the people that benefited from whatever they did, should those people be the one to treat them the way they're treating them?
No, they should not be the one to treat them.
I send you the number.
We found people to destroy you to the same way you destroy other people. The match was telling people that Joseph Bugger and my any side of Bible Hospital. Imagine that kind of land. You get paid for it. You get paid for it. So we are not happy for them for that outflow, but what can we do? Let them face their own wrath. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
I'm patient recording for today. We call it Librarian for Justice. Abu, the last time Austin talked, you can't call about to Mark Jabate. You will not be confined to that position. Mark Jabate say they will come confined. They even call Johnny say in that position after that act, they not confined. He said, Johnny said, bring them act so we can see. You can't tell him say you can't lie. He said you can't want him to go against Waka today. It should fail. So Abu, so hey, on the people that are right and beating it. You can't tell him.
Yeah, but the way you're looking at it's not looking fair because the other people they get a family and Tina, and you know, you see, yeah. So the way my son asking him now, so I you think the mail and respond to his son. All right, Prophet Key in jail. We thought it's supposed to be Mr. Weir to put Prophet Key in jail. Good morning,
Abu. How are you?
Good morning. Henry Costa, they put Henry Costa in the hole in Bapolu. More money, let's hear you.
My name is Abraham Yuma, and I come from Principles of
Go ahead, Abraham Newman. Let's hear you.
The reason I'm happy and always disheartened by the behavior of those guys that the Costa, those that you need, is that our road projects are being stopped. The progress of the country has been delayed by the action of those guys. So to see them being beaten the way they are beating, and so don't support the government behavior of breaking the laws of the country. But as long as it is beating against government, I support it. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not proceeding well as per the law, because as we heard by Yekemu, they said that the Supreme Court
all right, we'll talk about the we'll get there. But look, man, after all the sacrifice, Yeke Koluba, Prophet Key, Ebi Kuma, Steven Zago, Matt Jabate, the latest crying on social media, what do you think? Let's hear you. Henry Costa, they condemn Henry Costa to the pit holes of Bapolu.
Good morning, Master.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yes, this is your mother, Ma Beatrice, calling from PHP Community Phobia Movement.
Go ahead, Ma Beatrice.
There are certain things are following. But Yeke Koluba discussion, according to the constitution in the house, it's supposed to be to there. But they not reach it to there because I'm trying to follow that.
We reach to all that one, but what we're saying, the idea to even dump them, how you look at it, how does that make the old man to look like the idea with everything is going to dump them?
Very bad. It is very bad. You know, sometimes
put the other man in jail, tell the other man family, a job, and all that. So
maybe George, we are taking Yeke Koluba out of job, or taking Prophet Key to jail, but the United Party, the devil is dead. That the devil they want is the safety. So they have already finished getting the devil and they safety the devil. That one part is you with them on Yeke. I really get problem with it.
Okay, we'll come to that. Then you call. Yeah, what your problem you get with the Yeke? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu.
Morning.
This is Emma calling from Brownville.
Go ahead.
You want to more than the period, but
No, we're not. We reached the crying part here, but we're just looking at the whole thing. The way you're looking. And when somebody really suffer like that, then the other man, lie, you're talking all kind of things. You're going to the airport, you do the one, you finish talking all that thing, and the point in the whole in Babulukan is looking for gold. Up to now, you find nothing here, 2 years now.
Yeah, but I won't devil want a brother. And they will prepare the devil for us. The devil that 10 p.m. morning. So they will feed the fish. They are all say witchcraft, the brother said I rescue. They witchcraft government, the brother said I rescue. They are all wish with G when they mean happy. I'll tell you, thank you.
Yeah, they think you're not easy. Some boys that come out too. Good morning. Yeah, the second to the last caller. The women themselves calling too. You're not easy. That is your voice.
Never the Liberian community. I say, those people we should remind them like that. Because what all they doing, how they pray for that, what they get to. Anything you pray for that, what you will get. And then the other come back to how they call you say, they made that they will not confirm me, say that first. President Waka Masia can eat together, can go to the house. Why you crying wolf now? Why you crying wolf? The brother won't tell you the time. The man said you are going to dance with the devil to become president. Dancing with the devil, and the devil tell you say, suddenly the other person will tell you that. So they will stop crying. Thank you, man.
All right, thank you very much. So Luther Tapper, who told people to go put out to the president hall, or say the expulsion of Yeke Koluba correct, that the chairman of the Union Party. So all of them say they must dump the people. Good morning, let's hear you, fellow Liberians.
Good morning, Papa Abu. Good morning.
Good morning, Masisi. Masisi, it's not easy. All the people crying. Ma Jabate, Prophet Key in jail, all kind of things happening and stuff. It's not easy.
Papa Abu. Now you make go back and say, "Bob, that's so easy." They Bob, that's so easy. Why you crying? You mean you want for that? You're coming for a power. Then we are there. We go back. We are. They won't happy. You go back. They won't happy. Why they crying? They saw some of them laughing on a part of the platform. Yeah, Papa doing the right thing. Why are you crying? Then they say that who and see the thing of Papa say that who. They just said to my son, they will not suffer people. Yes, I tell you, because he's happy. He said by the words, he never anybody, he saw the
And Imam Kwari too not talking for the ball.
So what we must talk to make a job? How are you talk? Maybe if you get a job or set aside as long as the way you make it. As people see you talk, you will not talk. You enjoy that they make it big humanity redneck.
But the Imam Sabi talking about man because the man been beating Mars and then you know he talking about the man so the Imam to eating and we want to put more inside.
Yeah, they make it show to take away more inside. They enjoy the minute they want to get it. They want to talk about Imam Kwari. Imam Kwari know that why it's way wrong, but when you talk, to fire him. You know that one.
So man, see yourself to you sorry for the post more, you know easy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But look, this is serious. I absolutely serious. But that is it, right? Political choices comes with consequences, and sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. But you do not expect that the people who you risk it all for will be the one to dealt you such blow. That's absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Right? I don't know what kind of face you know these gentlemen have to have, but again, we are the free press, we are the media, we have to stand with everybody. So we gotta look at their case too now. As much as, right? Do they really morally deserve what they're getting? I mean, in the sense of what we know, I don't think this is the fair reward for the degree of sacrifices. It's absolutely bad. But why is nobody talking for Mark? Why are the people who are healing him and why are they not talking? Why is Imam Kwari not saying something? This is one of his own. And India's very united party. And it's so easy to tell somebody these men are selfish, man. Imam Kwari is a greedy, selfish old man. That's who he is. Hiding behind that Imam thing to be, and you know, getting political money and stuff around here. But let's go to something else as we continue assessing the government's performances and the way they're leading our country and all of that. So we witness what nobody would have expected to see from a quote-unquote so-called rescue mission on display. Steroid, right? Exactly. So the very organization of young people, young students, whose agitation, on the back of whose agitation, they lended legitimacy and credence, where the head of the governance commission in this government used the platform of the Student Unification Party on numerous occasions, right? Where the Dr. Boeman family them will use all kinds of outdated, you know, jargons of the Soviet Union and communist rhetorics, deceiving the young people into all kinds of actions, justifying, and you know, hooliganism, describing it as struggle, pushing them, telling the young people to rise up, to struggle, to defend the nation, challenge the status quo, and do that, resting on the fundamentally guaranteed principles of what? A democratic, free society that permits dissent, political dissent. They will do that. Alare Tokpa. Today they are all silent when SUPES, the very organization, institution, when students honor the banner of SUP, organized a very genuine protestation. With a clearly defined purpose. that speaks to the issues confronting or affecting citizens. Let me take this break.
It's your music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you know. You can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. Well, it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, I mean you cheche. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe.
Okay, welcome back, folks. So these students stood up for genuine cause affecting all of us, issues of justice and issues of job. Because there is no job in the country, our parents are struggling. Because there is no job in the country, prostitution has increased exponentially, right? Commercial sex, child sex, right? Child or children commercial sex have increased exponentially. And the party deemed it fit that the root cause to these things be the absence of job for parents to be able to put food on the table.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and you must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Okay, I am sorry. I'm very sorry. I don't know what's going on, but the cool. Like I said earlier, I'm a little under the weather, so it's been giving me some problem. But I'm trying to set the baseline for this whole soup thing, so that you all understand that it has to require some degree of tolerance. It has to require some degree of democratic tendency. To allow for the full enjoyment of certain rights, democratic rights in a country. You can have a democracy, but if you do not have people presiding over the democracy, if you do not have individuals who are adherent to the tenets and principles of democracy, what's going to happen is that they will basically flout your rights, they will abuse your right, they'll flout the laws, and they will do it comfortably, like we are seeing now. So that's the reason why I'm backtracking a little bit to tell you and give you some scanty historicity of SUP's struggle, particularly in the immediate past, right? When those in power today were there and how they utilized in very well-seated elements of the rescue mission then. We'll see them. They were the darling boys and darling girls of SUP. They were in the veteran chat rooms. They were giving out instruction, and, motivating them to struggle, to stand up, and blah, 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 blah. They did all of that. But to see today that they are there and they're using an disproportional force to disperse peaceful, unarmed students of the University of Liberia and its collaborators, right? This is, in my living memory, the very first peaceful protest that I've seen SUP involved with, particularly outside of the periphery of the University of Liberia, outside of the perimeters, where they're trying to have a conversation about the larger society and outside and beyond, whether from Fender and all of that, that you didn't see one militant exhibit violent posture. One militant was stoned. Not even at the point where they were being provoked. Not even at the point where they were being attacked. Yet, the exercise utmost and absolute restraint, and we saw no stone from anywhere, thereby communicating a whole new SUP to what we saw 6 years ago when the CDC was around. Every agitation, every protestation that was organized by SUP, then, based on the influences from the likes of Alare Tokpa, Tier 1 Gongolo, Henry Famule, and all the other, right, in the chat rooms, and giving them instructions, always resulted into stone throwing, even when the police was being very civil, was being very, friendly in their engagement. Even when they were being served, yes, still they would throw stone and they would say things. The contrary was seen just last week. When the police was being brutal, when the police was being violent, when the police was being abusive, the students, on the other hand, exercised restraint. They never chose stone, they never blocked roads, they never vandalized anything, they never broke anything. They were being run up. Dragged indiscriminately. Whether you woman, whether you man, whatsoever, nobody cared. They dragged them, disgraced them. But these veterans said nothing. Let's leave the veteran, the head of state. These are not politicians. These are not the politicians. These are students of the University of Liberia or SUPES, young, with the age range between 23 to 25 years. All of them. 23 to 25 years, the age range. And they still going with all that kind of force, breaking other people's arms, hospitalizing the children. As we speak, we're told some of the newcomers are battling survival right now. The government is about to go on record for murdering students. We hope and pray that nothing happened to their lives, but if anything happened, that means the government, through the police, has murdered peaceful students protesting for their rights, protesting for job and justice in the country. How is that a bad thing to ask your government for? Not even in a violent way, but in a peaceful way. And then they responded to with violence, brutalization, and of course, they're injuring them, they're dragging them, they're incarcerating them. They took about 30 of them to the police headquarters in the following days. When we passed there to see what was happening, we learned from the lawyers that absolutely they had no basis. And shamefully, because of public backlash, this very reckless police RG had to release the people. So who paid for what happened to them? Who paid for the brutalization? And I saw him issue because the students have threatened that they will go to court, they will sue the LNP. I seen him issue, the LNP will investigate. And we support SUP. If it will require us to rally our cents and dollars, we'll use our platform, we'll rally cents and dollars. We'll not be giving it to SUP, but we're giving it to send a message to remind the police administration that your actions are not in conformity with best international practices. Standard police operation. Absolutely not. That you have to reverse. You have to go back to status quo ante. This is not the fundamental basis for which you are being sponsored or you're being financed by other countries' tax dollars. I saw the note from the Secretary General of the CDC to the Sachet Affairs at the U.S. Embassy, and it was pointed, and I agreed. Right, in the face of these violations and abuses, the U.S. government, through the embassy, have to review its support to the LNP. They must investigate. There are allegations that there's a torture chamber at the police headquarters. It has to be investigated. Right? That Saturday's thing being reintroduced has to be abolished. And I'm not sure the government of the United States of America will be sponsoring state torture. The support to the police is to beef up its capacity in law enforcement and the enforcement of the rule of law, but not to ferment the violations of human rights and becomes an accomplice in the abuse of human rights in the country. I'm not sure that's what the U.S. government, through the embassy near Monrovia, is making these contributions to the government of Liberia through the LNP for. And that's what the Secretary General of the CDC is asking the Sachet Affair to review, to take his time to look at. And we believe that he's going to heed to the core. Because guess what? These are objective people. These are people who are helping to strengthen democracy. And if you're strengthening democracy, if we're after governments for repression, we cannot be spending money somewhere where these very repressive attitudes and actions are minted against harmless citizens to silence them and to intimidate them, justify and sponsor and financed by American tax dollars. That is an ugly picture for the American society. And I'm not sure the Sachet Affairs is willing to compromise the integrity of the United States government for a rogue establishment at the LNP. I'm not sure about that. That's why it has to be reviewed. And we all should lend support to that. Now, but all of that is not what I really decided to highlight this thing. I decided to highlight it by the heightened degree of insensitivity on the part of the president. What informing the president high degree of insensitivity and carelessness for his people. If you as a president out of the country and watching police officers under your instruction dragging an innocent female on the street, stripping her naked, right? The leadership to just ask a question or say a word, they not come to you. It says a lot about your personality and it says a lot about your leadership consideration. You know, Mr. Boakai gets exempted from actual leadership scrutiny because of this whole divisive politics that's going around, that's being sponsored by the government, this us versus them thing. Where certain people believe that, he's benefiting from that divide. For as long as certain people sees him as one of them and willing to protect him, right? He cares less about what becomes of the other people. And that's not an attribute of a servant leader. That's not an attribute of, a democratic leader, a leader of the people, for the people, by the people. Absolutely not. Mr. Boakai is okay, right, of being a government for a select few, for those he consider, right, and he is also okay with not taking leadership or leadership responsibility for the rest of the other people who he think, right, are now within the cycle or class of the people he approves of. This is bad for our country. It's dangerous. Because if the one man that we all have surrendered our protection to, right, is extremely divisive. Is the progenitor of divisiveness, segregation, and cherry picking. Then it creates a society of deep-seated hatred. And this is what we're witnessing on steroid. Liberia is extremely divided to a point of intolerance, to the point where we can't even tolerate each other. And other people feel comfortable to ostracize other people because of their social, political identities and affiliations, and it's justified. So who is it? Oh, it's a sedition. Oh, is an opposition. Oh, it's an opposition. So it's okay. It looks normal that when somebody say, "Oh, this person is being brutalized," and say, "Who is that person?" Say that opposition, and somebody feel like a normal. It's okay. Somebody feels in the society that young lady who was dragged and the rest of the other people who were brutalized by the police, it's okay, it's justified because they were opposing the government. As if to say, at what point did you reach that nobody's supposed to oppose the government? At what point did you reach that agreement? So the president did not do well. When the president arrived at the airport and journalists went there, he did not say a thing about what happened in the country while he was away. The action of his police. And it said only one thing to me. It said to me that the president is behind all and every, right, violence meted by the police. The president approves them. The president gets briefed about it. The president knows about it, and he sanctions these actions. Whether it's the one in King Joe, or the one in Yekepa, or the one that happened up over there at the Capitol building during the assault attack, right? Or the one that happened with the Supes, the president is aware. Even the one that happened with the blind people, the president is aware, he approves that. The president have never demonstrated empathy. He has never sounded like a leader to recognize the fact that citizen rights must be guaranteed in the exercise of law enforcement. Law enforcement cannot be designed or orchestrated, implemented in ways that abuses the right of the people because they come out. Are you a demagogue? Is that who you are? Are you beyond bounds? Where are you gambling all those sense of divinity, or I don't even know, beyond reproach? Right? It's a scary sense and attitude for one man to think. What is the difference between what Doumbouya is doing in in Guinea to what Boubacar is doing in Liberia. Doumbouya is having gun. Boubacar has armed his police. Doumbouya is shooting. Gregory and his police boys are shooting. Right? They're losing people, children. Boubacar and his police, they're losing people. They take people, they put them in torture chambers. They do all sort of things to them. And these things are going on in the country and nobody's talking about it. And these things are happening and all of that. And the president placed innocence on them. And when he's asked, he checked the country up. Right? When the president asks about basic things in the country, he gives cheek. That's what he does. He gives cheek. President, a very cheeky old man. And you know that. I say, oh, Papa, we hungry. He say, y'all let bacon be there. Folks, it is very, very troubling. You need to think about it. Why is it whenever something happens to the people, to the citizens, and everybody is talking about it? King George massacre happened. I cannot remember the president saying a word. This won't happen. The president did not say a thing. What is going on, Mr. President? Mr. President, if you make the country ungovernable for the people and you make the people feel like they cannot live here, people who are something, they will leave. They'll leave the country. And it is a scary thing for people to start wearing that sense of insecurity in their country and start to leave. If you make this place unsafe for people will start to leave. And when people start to leave the country, it must be worrying for all of you. It must be worrying for your investment, for your establishment, for your life that you're building, for your children, for your villages. It must be worrying for you. Because no one man has the right to deny other citizens the right to enjoy privileges in their country. If you use power to do that, oh yeah, we have power, people will leave. And when these people leave, we will not have access to the conversation that they will be having any longer. These actions can be threatening to the state, but you don't know. One policeman wake up in the country, we live in peace. One policeman just wake up, just passing around, just doing anything he feel like to anybody. Abusing other people, right? Like even more citizens than them. Is that the only way you can enforce or manage the police? To make them violent? But all kind of people that in the police put marks on their faces, we don't even see them, we don't even know them, we don't even know whether they're Liberians or not, but they have marks. They're the one executing these devilish actions, beating our children, breaking their hands, wounding them, and in some cases injecting them with all kinds of things that we do not know. Liberia is headed terribly, dangerously. Another slap in the face of the people by the leader. Who does that? And say a thing. He doesn't say a thing about flagrant violation. The point where your own police IG got embarrassed. Launch investigation. Who that one supposed to be coming from? The president. Mr. President, you have to sound like you're the president for everybody. You have to start sounding like you're the president for everybody. You have to make everybody to start to see it that way. This whole CDC UP thing will not be there forever. It will come a point like people will grow tired. They're already growing tired of, giving yourself some leverage, you know, oh, that CDC, UPT, you know, come a time when people clearly start to see when these brutal actions start to affect everybody and everybody seeing it, because the communities you go, the homes you are breaking, the businesses you are breaking, and all of that, they're not as altogether seditions. It's affecting everybody. The actions, the attitude of the police. Police are beating people's husbands, people's wives, only because they're in blue uniforms. They go in the street, simple issues, they will take a rattle, they'll take a battle, they'll start beating on people. These are other people's families. They're doing this. This is what is happening, Mr. President. You've not said anything about those things. Our students, don't they have the right to say, oh, Mr. President, we're on job? Look at the counts. They weren't calling for your removal from office. They weren't involved into any kind of violent thing. They did not act to obstruct, government work or the business of the day. They did not act to do any of that. And you come in the country, you watch all of that, you got your briefing, you come by, you just did not say a thing, Mr. President. What kind of president are you? What kind of old man are you? What kind of grandpa you are? I think that was dropping the ball. I think that was being so little for president. How much would that do to you? That call for investigation was going to come from the president. And the children know that, oh yeah, we have a leader that listens. We don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with us. But you have to show that. Leadership and maturity, responsibility. But if you're going petty, coming low, they kind of thing, you acting like, oh, something. You picking stuff with students, 25-year-old, 23-year-old kids. You call us people from them, so they have been, right? For what? That is too very, 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 very childish for me. Simple. You got a review. Oh, we listen to the students, we understand, but we want to encourage. You can even encourage our students. As a government, we're focusing on doing this, blah, blah, blah. We understand your concern. We're exerting efforts. We ask you to remain calm, be in your classrooms. We inherited challenges that we're working on. The country is this, the country is that, right? But we'll do our best. Equally so, we want to caution the police. We want to caution the state security to be measured in their operation, measure in their actions and activities. And I'm instructing my team to investigate footage we saw, right? Do not represent the aspiration of the rescue government. We want to investigate to understand why. Why? That those kids will feel they have a leader that cares about their pains. But no, the man said, get all the wisdom. Who made that wisdom? He said, yeah, but somebody the partisans see that, I say, oh yeah, it's justified. But mind you, now when things turn around, the same thing happen to you, you'll be crying, whoa. But other people will think it's justified. That's why we do not need a society that's entirely structured for political correctness purposes. We have to wish for others what we want for ourselves. As much as you do not want to be in opposition, and then your basic rights are denied you, right? Don't wish for other people in opposition basic right to be denied, because no matter what, you will be in opposition one day. No matter what, you'll be in opposition one day. I hold that there. Let's go to the next point, which is this matter with Yeke Koluba. And finally, at long last, Yeke is expelled, even though there are debates, especially when we saw people rescinding their signatures and all of that. So the onus is on the guys, right? The onus is on the House of Representatives to validate and tell us clearly. Did they meet the constitutionally required number of 49 signature to effectuate the removal of Yeke Koluba to begin with. And the next point is, they are also questioned about the full adherence to due process. Right? As I've learned, as I've been told by lawyers and people practicing law and all of that, said an institution with quasi-judicial responsibilities or privileges are under obligation to allow for what? Due process. People must be heard. And under our law, people can be heard through their counsels. You made a request, the counsels went there, and then you decided that the counsels will not speak. So the accused felt that the fee wasn't level. It wasn't, a fair panel, but rather a stage managed situation where the man will go there, man talking to you, and say, man said, no, but this is not right. You said you're subjecting me to investigation. Even though all of the courtroom procedures will not be applied there, but the man can have his lawyer to represent him. But James Collier, who is supposed to be a student of law, consumed by whatever he's benefiting from the government now, consumed by that. Jim is my friend, but Jim is, I don't know. I don't know where Jim's head is right now. As young as he is, in his 30s to 40, right? As young as he is, all of them still get many, many years ahead of them, damaging their political future for an 86, 85, 81, some people say, a man whose age is not even settled, an old man. But let's see how it play out. Maybe they know the calculation. So we managed to get this list. For those of you that need to know whether your district lawmaker signed for this or did not, as per what was released by the House, with their signatures as well. So you have resolution of 2/3 majority of the House of Representatives of the fifth legislature of the Republic of Liberia, 55th legislature of the Republic of Liberia, to institute and effectuate the expulsion of Honorable Yeke Wa Koluba, Representative District Number 10, Montserrado County, as member of this AUKUS body. So they said they took that resolution to expel him and remove him. They said they don't want him to be a member of that AUKUS body, but they did not put him there. Right? The other time I read for you what their rules says, the latitude their rules give them in what they can do, right? In the event where they have to take actions to expel one of them, right? What the rule says about that. There are 4 major areas. The rule says if a lawmaker is found of misconduct within the parliament, misconduct will be defined as behavior that disrupts the ability of the House function, right? Say behavior under misconduct, behavior that disrupt the ability of the House to function, such as violence. Maybe time for session, you bring violence, and then the House can function, blah blah blah. And you're doing that, the House under their rule reserve the right to expel you, such as violence, interrupting proceedings, And when proceedings are going on and then you interrupt it by whatever means, you're shouting or physically obstructing the speaker, etc. Did Yeke do any of these? Absolutely not. Disloyalty or sedition. Making seditious and disloyal statement that endangers national security can lead to expulsion. For example, treasonous comments. But what is treason? When does a comment become treasonous, or in what instance? For example, when Liberia is at war, that not only for even the country say can strip you off of his citizenship. We can dislodge, we can get rid of you. For example, if Liberia is at war with another nation, and then you as a lawmaker, right, starts to stand in support of that country against Liberia, underscore at war, the horse can expel you. That's the one under sedition, demonstrating disloyalty. Did Yeke do that? First of all, Guinea and Liberia officially, there is no official note. There's no. In fact, if there's war between Guinea and Liberia, will be declared, but it will have the House of Representatives will be aware. But there is nothing such that exists. And the government has time without number communicated to us that the situation at the border is not a crisis. It is a matter of misunderstanding that they have been dealing with diplomatically. The government said that. So that thing does not qualify under this aspect of the rule. So it will be absolutely, disingenuous to hold Yeke for a situation that does not qualify under this rule. It's like about war with Guinea? No. The government has said, what is the government position on the Solomba border dispute? They said it is not a war, it's not an issue. In fact, they even encourage citizens to remain calm and be peaceful, that nobody should do anything. There is no war between Liberia and Guinea. You hear the president coming when he came from there, that when they went to Conakry, they met, they decided and realized and reaffirmed that they are three sister countries and they must work together, blah, blah, blah. And those were the position of the government. So how do you come and remove a man for his opinion on a situation that is not, a conflict situation between the two countries according to the government and the president? You can't expel the man. You move the man from there. But everybody says we should leave it as okay because of the emotion. Everybody talking blah, 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 blah. No, we can't operate like that as a country. Operate by rules, we operate by laws. Now, there's a breach of ethics, code of conduct. That's number 3. Violating strict parliamentary codes regarding integrity, standards, and professionalism, especially those that cause damage to the integrity and reputation of the House. Did Yeke do that? Absolutely not. There's no evidence to that. They haven't adduced that before us yet. 4. Absence without permission. If you just leave a house, you go and start missing session, you because of leadership, you inform nothing. So that is equal to abandonment. The house reserves the right on the basis of that to expel you, get you out of the house. That's what their own rule says. Was that what they did in the Yeke instance? No. And you understand? Now let's come to the process. The due process requirement, all of that. Did they follow suit on that? No. Now, they held primarily, they misequated Yeke's comments and actions in the Solomba issues and opinions about that to be treasonous. They treated it as treason. Listening to lawyers and all of that, matters of treason are criminal under our law. That does not need to be settled through political and, a suspension or expulsion. That is treason. I mean, in matter of treason are criminals. Criminal. That's the highest crime one will commit in the country. And you understand? That even the president can lose a presidency for. Then you can't do that one. You say, oh, when we move the man from representative, then is that a price? That's not the price on our law for treason. So, but that goes to say that they're not holding a man for treason, but because they feel like they can play on the gullibility of the society, and they, like I said initially, the extreme division within the country on political lines, the porous nature of our intellectual, discourse, everybody just tilting partisanship and all of that partisan reasoning, and people are refusing to be fair and of course objective, and then they could rile on that and take action. But is the action in keeping with the law? Absolutely not. Right? So you see, you can be out there maybe celebrating, oh yeah, you can go on, you can, but there's a way to do it. Tomorrow you may want somebody, and that somebody may not want, and will use the same standard and remove that person, then you will have problem with it. But today you don't have problem with it one because you think you don't like yeke. So the law is not about our personal comfort, but it's about standard that must be met and followed. And when that is not, then it has to be concerning to us as citizens of the country, because this is not how we're supposed to run a society. What does that make us look like among the community of nations, among our neighbors? It makes us come across as unserious people, worthless people with all of the education and exposure, but yet still we are dumb in our thinking, we're dumb in our actions, we're dumb in the things we do and the way we're running our own country. And some of you are just like that. And you all you care about is making you, but there's a sickening to the stomach. So you do that and you went ahead in a kangaroo faction. Jungle justice style, and purge the man, because the man is a political bitter pill that you can't stand. So you purge him, you remove him, right? You do not follow the rules. You do not apply the laws as they should be. You did not write for the appropriate scenario that fits, and your wish or your desire. But you took naked power into your hand and you executed it. You see, the society is quiet. They're not quiet because they're in agreement. They're quiet because you have created an environment of suppression in the country, right? And so people think they have to mind their business. But this is absolutely despicable, and the nation is not happy about it, Mr. President. And now, what do you think this thing happened? It happened because the president wanted it. And the president did not mince his words on it when he arrived in the country at the airport and was quizzed. The president was clear. He said it. And he even forewarned. Now look, asking about the rightness of what this thing happened, blah, blah, blah. There are more things to happen. Telling you that there are more violations and abuses and despicable, shameful, disgraceful, and embarrassing nonsense to happen in the country that should not happen in any civilized democracy. But the president said that he is going to do that. It's going to happen. You should brace yourself for it and prepare. Maybe we're going to start going to people whom is not picking people up. That's what we're going to say. Say, get ready for plenty of things to happen. You're going to start going to people who put job places and picking them up. When you refuse to be silent, when you keep talking, they're going to find trump up charges to come after you. They pick you up, go after the children. Probably going to start picking our children up from the schools. Brace yourself for any kind of Liberia right now. It's terrible. It's bad. I mean, it's serious. That's what the president actually meant when he said that. There can be no better way to interpret it. Is that what the Liberian people wanted? Was that what the Liberian people asked for? So no rule of law in the country anymore? You remove Yeke? Is it because Yeke said that? And you all celebrating. And the president said, so now the government is gradually going to a point where they're going to put a moratorium on even discussing or talking about the Solomba border thing because it's becoming very embarrassing. Journalists are reportedly being harassed and chastised in Lofa County, Zozo, for having conversation or insisting on providing coverage of the situation at the Solomba border. Are you aware of that? Okay, Spoon FM has alarm.
This is serious now. Let me play the video. Do we have Guineans on the Liberian soil? Yes. Are they building the temporary home on the Liberian soil? And that's the reason why they are looking for him. Our reporter is hiding. He's calling me crying.
Folks, this is why Yeke was removed. But guess what? And I told you the other day, I said they used Stanton to come and say, oh, Guinea are withdrawing, and say, oh, it was a lie. It's because of personal security that some of us have refused. Don't want to go no far. And you understand? But we have people that talk to us because they understand our position. And they know we're not compromised, we're not sugar-coated. I told you all here, I said Guinean custom people now come. Guinean immigration people now come. When you see that one, does that thing look to you like temporary? And you know, temporary, is it deferred temporary statuses? No. It looks permanent. They're coming to collect revenue on our soil. And you think everybody should remain silent? You think the problem is about purging Yeke Koluba? The problem is about surrendering the territorial integrity of Liberia and believing that you can silence everybody and you can do anything you want to do. Liberia is headed dangerous. And things are going to go haywire in this town. Based on what the president has pronounced, what he's preparing for, it's going to be tough. I don't know what's going to happen to people like us. I don't know how it's going to be like, but it's going to be tough. But we're managing our business. We're staying within the periphery of our ethical boundaries, keeping the conversation on that. Right? And we're keeping the conversation exactly on that. You understand? Now, we have moved to a point where we're removing a lawmaker for the Solomba thing. Listen to what is happening. And we're just starting journalists now from telling us what is happening. So the next thing, and then your pro-government media outlets will be telling you, oh, they said the Guinean people gone by. Something. And then the locals in the place are being suppressed from talking, from saying anything. This is state compromise. This is failure. That's what it is. All we've asked is government pretty much.
Our reporter is hiding. He's calling me crying. And I must play this. It's wrong. The government must stop. The reporter should have the chance to go and report exactly what they are seeing. That's what we are independent. Why are we going to step on this? So let me play this. This is exactly what he said, and that's the reason why they are sending people to look for him.
But to continue what I'm saying, that the Guinean security, this Spoon FM, the Guinean security, say on our side, as we speak today, they were today, 10 or something like that. Beginning, since last month, they've been here. Since last month, they came to the country, to the river bank. They are still there. Therefore, no normal activities going on here. People are scared. People are afraid that anything can happen anytime. Because a matter of fact, that they come with arms in our... country to the rubber bank, anything can happen. So no normal activities going on here. As a matter of fact, one of the companies that engage in rice production, a massive rice production here, they call it Makona River Farm and Agriculture Services, not working. But right, they're supposed to start preparing their land, start preparing her land to start planting next month. But they were denied by the security, by the Liberian security, that the environment is not conducive, the environment is not safe. So as a result, the Guinean security personnel on our soil, no normal activities going on here. The 33 towns that surrounding the river are not working. They are not doing their normal activities like farming, going on their farms and moving from here and there, freedom.
33 towns help first case. The government says, okay, what does that do?
So, to update you guys that nothing happening here. Major, no normal activities going on here. Absolutely no normal activities. If anybody tell you that the Guineans gone back, it's not true.
Okay, that your boss man said it for. So for I thought I said stand on last was a bloody liar that time. They fool him, but now he not come back. They say like reporter telling say he lie. You know, so now they say, oh man, I can't. I know how to sugar coat. And he lied. They say, oh, you lie. Probably it will finish. Yeah, prove it. He lied. It was a lie. It was a cover up. It's a thing government put that thing. Oh man, they put now go back. They say show video, can't show video. Right now they running behind your own.
As we speak, no normal activities going on here. Everything remains the same as we started.
And to tell you the truth, I don't know.
Fellow Liberians. So do you all agree with the government position that we agree, okay, the place for Guinea now, Guinea come, they can start building their thing and stuff. As time goes by, the village people, the town people, they will go back, they will start to intermingle. They decide that the Guinean will claim they will not become Guineans, right? Because the people will come with all their national people and people will start registering and taking it and blah, blah. They will redraw the line and the demarcation. That's what Mr. Baka wants, to the point where he is illegally removing a certain lawmaker, right? So that he will shut up on the advocacy for Solomba. And somebody think, oh, Yaka Koluba, go say, oh, the land for Guinea. How about the man who giving the land to Guinea? The government, the president who giving the land to Guinea, and Yaka who say the land for Guinea. So who have done the biggest danger, so to speak? This country here, I mean, that your government or you say, oh, because as soon as we talk, you say, somebody be, oh my man, you gotta leave our government. Look at that nonsense. You gotta leave our papi. I know Baka to be your pa. He tell me say, oh, you gotta leave our papi, but holding your papi, that our government. This is the Liberian people government, and the government got to be accountable to each and every Liberian. But that nonsense sense of entitlement, be thinking, oh, that our papi, that our government, that nonsense, that kind of secondary mentality that's keeping the country like this, and the government think they can do any nonsense and it's okay. Because
now what you know, I'm not educated like people always say. I'm not educated. Stator, I know my rules very well. So my rule says if any member is not certified with a yea and nay, you will raise the issue. And you should be recognized by the presiding, and the presiding should ensure that there should be hair count. You saw me raising the issue today. I said this matter is not but yea and nay. What the board failed to do was to say, Stator, sir, Stator, did you sign this document? Stator said yes. I, Stator Waterspoon of District Number 10, signed this document. Did they do that? I know they won't respect the code. Mr. Parker will not respect the code. Tomofala and Richard Kuhn do not have nothing to do with the issue. I know Mr. Parker will not respect the Supreme Court. But if the Supreme Court rules, I will go to work. The Supreme Court get order, I will go to that place. Then they get ready. They think the one will get, look, I'm calling on them to arrest me before the Supreme Court gave its ruling. If the Supreme Court say we should go back and not done properly, I will go to work. Let Mr. Parker leave the mansion and come to me. Then he come. Is it the owner of this country? What's wrong with it?
So you see where we're going to? They educated people, they 42 years experienced people putting our country into this mess. And Yaka is technically right? Because he sought redress through the court. And if the court rules, right? I mean, looking at pattern, judging by pattern, they will not want to respect it. So let's assume Yaka insists that he will go there. The state has all of the ammunitions and all of that. So it's going to be a situation. So is Mr. Bwaga equally going to rally the guns against Yeke Koluba? Should we expect a kind of, bloodbath shortly? Because you try to remove a man who you did not do rightly, and you go and the code rules other way. But is the code even going to rule in Yeke? With Yeke saying this now, what call have they made to the code? This are country folks, and you know what most of you don't understand. Election times are over. Election are going to come again, and we will have a time to make decisions. If you compromise the standard, if you compromise the ethics of this country, because of political correctness and all of that, the time will come. I always like to say this. The time will come when you will want a voice, you want to be heard, and you'll be treated and be reminded. It hurts, and you will be penny. But again, that is why I know there are a lot of decent people in the government that are not pleased with the way things are proceeding. But again, times are hard, no job. People believe they got to hang on to those 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 jobs, ministerial jobs, and other deputies and stuff. They wouldn't talk. But what is the worth of the wealth that you're accumulating under a bad governance that's setting terrible and dangerous precedent? What is the security of that wealth that you're accumulating? What is the security of the properties that you're accumulating from that office you're sitting in? So you must be concerned. You're speaking, when you speak out, you're speaking for your own protection. You're not speaking for the opposition. Neither are you speaking for Abu. You're speaking for all of us. You're speaking so that the day that you are not in government, you still have a system that works for you. You still have a society and a system that protects you and guarantees your rights. You're going to speak out. You're going to talk because you want to build a system that you will not be sought after because your position on national issue does not align with a certain group of people, and they have to go after you in any way, form, shape, or manner. And that's why you have to speak out and condemn what was going on in the Yeke case. Where is Solomba? Journalists are being chased. Lawmakers are being illegally removed from their seats. Where the Guineans is still on the border. So what is the logic? What's the leadership in this? What's the outcome of the diplomatic stuff, diplomatic bravados that you're all out on? I told you that was a nonsense thing. It had no basis in sound diplomatic negotiation and engagement. I'll give you the outcome of this thing here from the get-go, and this is where we are. So instead of confronting the actual enemies, right? The regime has turned around. They come in the country now. The citizens now they come and put the mess on. Yeke is gone. Journalists are fleeing, are running, head scatter. The locals are being harassed at gunpoint, not to speak out, not to talk, not to take any action. 7776 104 104 086 500 104. My name is Abu, and of course, it's always a good thing to be here. Let's hear you. What do you think? This is your country. Speak now or forever hold your peace. A cow die many times before the death. A villain never tastes death. Let's see. What do you have to say? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning once again, Brother Abu Sherry, Lene Remy, and Pansu EF Kamara once more again. Look, I would like to speak on the issue of SUPIX, the Vanguard Student Unification Party, which of course is the voice of the voiceless of the masses of this country. But President Joseph Numa Bwaka and Gregor Okomo policy, they are unethical. The attitude that was exhibited, they passed Tuesday, it was unconstitutional, it was unlawful, it was lawlessness. And President Bwaka do not feel like it's his personal act of document or entitlement. Right. This country belongs to all of us. Nobody more Nigerian than his friend. So the way the government is proceeding is beyond our surprise. This is the 42-year experience
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go to the WhatsApp and pick this call from the diaspora. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Abu, and thank you so much for the deliberation. And I want to say, how's the baby? Welcome, baby girl.
Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah. All right. So, Abu, this is a issue that you are discussing. And you sound a little slow, but attention. Abu, I posted something on my page last time.
I've been choked too much, so I needed to calm down.
No. When I say slow, I don't mean your voice. I don't mean the way maybe to be shouting. No, but the kind of attention that Liberians should be given to what is happening at present to our country. And you understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's small because look, Liberia is retrogressing slowly to those days where people were gun hunted because of what they say and what they express. Look, Abu, we had a Samuel Doe. We had a Charles Taylor. We had we have guys that taught Jenkins, Jagadia Scott. We have them in that country. We have people who think that they were above everything. Today, some of those guys actually led us, Abu, to 14 years. But the reason why you find most of the takes on Facebook, Abu, writing trash, is because most of them were not born 1990. Most of them was born, in fact, some of those that they really argue, you check them, they were born 2003. They are in their 20s. They are in their 30s. So they cannot really
but you don't want to blame them. Those taking the decisions are not the ones that were born in 2003.
Right.
The one who saw the war, but then you mentioned
Abu, and you mentioned Bremer family. Look, for me, I don't like to call him doctor. Because if somebody owns a degree that only support violence, this person is not required to call doctor. I vividly remember the 1997 election. When my family said if Chancellor wins the election, he's on tape. He was going to go to the mountains. And that was violent. And what happened to our country? We saw other people came back. After that, during we are presidency, it was my family that went to UL and motivated the students to break car onto a street. Susulu broke the Tesla driver car onto a street.
Mm-hmm.
The boy that was accused that they beat him to the American embassy. He broke Tesla. So became so violent to the extent that they were breaking in cars.
Exactly. That's what I said. The Gontan was the most peaceful
so
that I was seeing.
And that was the motivation of Ilari Tupa from Barbaro County and that of Bremer family from Grand Cape Mount County. What is their contribution of education to our society? This is what is happening. And this is the trademark that our government is taking.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We need a peaceful Liberia and we need a united Liberia. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Good 0776 104 104 065 500 104. You may think Yeke was removed. Yeke wasn't. Basically, most of the people who voted on that thing did not vote because of the Solomba Bolo thing. They have the personal issues. Listen to Mema Briggs Mensa. All the reasons they gave are never rooted in the law. It's a personal discomfort. But then the question becomes, what moral ground do they stand to do that? Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Well, thank you. This is Thomas Ensabo, member of the Council of for Justice. Abu, you see, the brutalization of people or students by Gregory Cuomo and a gang of police is unlawful. And I think it's time for American government to come in save off from all this nonsense. Gregory free everything in this country. He's untouchable. That's why Gregory is moving around arrogantly. It's time for Gregory to be sergeant. If Baka can't dismiss Gregory, let Gregory be sergeant and get out of our head. Why would you beat people students?
Okay.
For example, George Piata, this guy blocked rules. The student from high school blocked the president Convo. I wonder if that was under Gregory Como and part of Joseph Baka, what was going to happen?
Maybe they're going to kill them, but thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, people.
Morning, go ahead. You're live.
Bravo! What is lawmaker accepting is a bad precedent. I was listening to Voice of Liberia this morning. The people were cutting from country to country. The number they said is to remove your care. 349. They started with 37. Only 47. What is they behaving as this to us? So is that because the president wanted for Yaka to be a special session to score money? Because you have been born to us. Why you did not? You don't get nothing to do with what's going on in the house of the legislator. So the president needs to do the right thing. We are trying to do the right thing. Or else, we don't have power now as a citizen, but we will take our own power to the now to put us there. And all those that get there will take them out. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so like I told you, there are different arguments. There's a legal argument about the constitutionality and, of course, the disregard for due process in the process. There's also argument that the number did not meet what is required under the horse's rule for expulsion of one of its members. So all these arguments are there, and of course they are very genuine, and they need to be looked at, right? So let me just help you out quickly, and then you can begin. I'm going to read the names of those that sign, those lawmakers that sign the expulsion communication. But guess what? On it, the first lawmaker at the top, number one on this list we got, is the deputy speaker instead of the speaker. Something is just not happening right. So you have number one, Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala, sign. Number two, Honorable Yatu Ruki Bari, District number 1, Montserrat County, sign. Number 3, Honorable Sekou S. Kane, District number 2, Montserrat County, sign. Honorable Sumo Koli Moba, sign. Right? And then you have Honorable Maka M. Thomas, sign. Honorable Priscilla Abraham Cooper, sign. Okay. Then you have Emmanuel Dan, sign. You have Prince Toll, sign. You have Jerry Yogba, sign, District number 12. And those are the people that sign for Montserrat County. There are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 17 lawmakers in Montserrat County sign. We've done with Montserrat County. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You can't hold the line. You got to go ahead. You're live on the radio. Okay, this call is not ready. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Abu, I just want to tell you something that is happening at Africa border right now.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Abu, those lorries that come from Africa, law, 18 cars, 22 cars, you see it coming every day?
I don't know. My observation, my notice have not gone there unless.
Okay, they are not coming. You know the reason why?
No.
So at border, the custom there, they are requesting $10,000 US each for each of those buses that come from Africa, from Abidjan to Danali, from Abidjan to they play a Tabu border.
Mm-hmm. And
then when it comes to Tabu border, they have to cross on the ferry, and those that own the ferry that
MOPP and then on CRC, the Kampala Corporation, they are basically paying tax to the people. But now, the government saying that the people should pay $10,000 each.
10,000 LD?
US.
10,000 US?
US.
To register one truck?
Yes, before it comes to the blue or no trucks. And what happens is that the marketeers that will go to this place, Abidjan to buy that goods, they can buy that goods, if you put it in the truck, you're not allowed to ride the truck, they can put it on board to bring it to Taboo. From Taboo, then your boat test to come to the border, you cross the water and come. And then what happens is that the other guy that went at the border to inquire the Euro for answer, they came to the border to inquire what it costs, and the Chinese such of money you put to them that the bridge that they need their money to end the bridge. So they will end the bridge for that reason that they requested for that money.
They're not Liberian government building the bridge. Okay, but we'll find out that thing is a joint ECOWAS.
And then they came out to us, that we see one local going now, the person is the wrong pay and this is what they want the money for.
Okay.
So right now, I'm not doing no cars. If you have a go easy to end on that run now with goods.
Okay, we'll see. We'll follow that and see how is it. Good morning.
Thank you.
Morning.
Yeah, morning. Yeah, first, I'm calling from Brazil.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, the two talking points. The first one you were talking about the beginning of the story. You said Baka can't eat or nothing. Now what the Baka will say? Baka said about the people anything market security there. What I know who the only market hat and just here assisted. Baka probably security the people. What are you going to say for your right? On Sunday going on you want to you want to get on the street, you want to protest, you want to hold law,
but it's not supposed to be that way now.
Yeah, but you want to do the protest now? Yeah, well, Baka want to go on. If you have got issue, well, Baka want to go on. I will do so. Get the government about the problem.
Okay, man. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu. This is David King.
Morning, go ahead.
The national co-chair for operation of the Concerned Liberian for Justice.
They Concerned Liberian for Justice. Is it a new organization?
It's a new organization because, Abu, as we all know, the injustices in the country by the Unity Party and Mr. Bwaka.
But they justice thing, you're not jumping in. The last time the student justice put that doing the floor there. So
you see, Abu, when you have the Idi Amin style of governance, you should get prepared for the revolution that you are embarked on. We are complacent of the fact that Mr. Bwaka do not believe in democracy. He's autocratic and dictator. And somebody will say Mr. Bwaka is a creepy dictator. No, he's not creepy. Invisible. All right. So we as a Liberian, we have come.
My man, go to the point by spending more time talking about the
Yeah, Abu, Mr. Bwaka would never say anything concerning the whipping of the student. The student, they got vision, they can see. But if a blind man who cannot see, Mr. Bwaka can order Gregory Common to tear gas those people and flog them on camera. So what more about students who are physical, they are not physically challenged, and you think that Mr. Bwaka will take them lightly? You saw a female that was being dragged, literally naked by Bwaka police. And Gregory has turned, but I got news for them. The Maliski section is on the way coming. And if they think that what they are doing here, the international community is happy, but they're going to get our own share of whatever session that they were praying for the real administration to get because...
Okay. Thank you, Derek King. I'm going to hold you there. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
I'm Station recording from Subo, member of the Concerned Liberian for Justice.
Go ahead.
Abu, this president will get is a don't care president. He's a don't care, he never get that for anybody. Yeah, where do you come up taking a step to be the new supreme leader for Liberia? Let me tell you, Bwaka, you know the history of Chad, that is sitting after 3 years,
any good now.
if people are telling tax support, then the person you know you can go, you hire them to the tax support and say, we have backers. Create yourself. That's what the citizen voted for you for. That's for the 2 years of experience you're putting in use. Don't be put on nothing, please for charity. Don't be after you get put by
All right, patience. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
This is Agent G. Doing on Radio Town.
Agent G, long time. How are you?
Yeah, I'm on it. Look, Abu.
Yes.
Let me count the Liberian this morning. We have to be careful from now to 2020 now. It's a prayer of Oman Bwaga and his group. If we are not careful, we are going back to 1989 episode.
No, we're not going there.
We will not go there, but he wants to go there. This woman has nothing to offer the country. They are planning to cause chaos. If this happens, I'm telling you and the Liberian people this morning, mother child, the child who don't have mother will cry for their mother on that day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Agent G. Okay. How many more? Let's take the last caller. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Squeeze this last one. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Go
ahead, Master.
Thank you for the show. Yeah, this is the Liberian people. What is the social man said to us that they will what the money after? It happened already. Those who go put them on their in the street, those they will fear themselves in this country. And they start flying. And they start flying war. If they go over there, you flying, then you can back up. They just started. All of them are full of the economic thing. They will feed it with and they will fly. They start asking the way not going to work. They start going to work now. The money they will take for him. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Masisi. And folks, this is exactly all the time we've got to be here on this Monday morning presentation of the nation's most listened to breakfast platform. Today, our 9th graders are writing their exam.
But when they give their time, they change their mind. When they give their time,
they're writing their wife's exam, and I'd like to wish each and all of them best wishes and success as they go along, as they go about it. And a special best wishes to my own wife. She also write the exam today. I wish her all of the best. So folks, until we see you tomorrow, do have a wonderful time from the nation's capital. Bye-bye.